game, how do you feel about it?
I mean, it definitely has its matchups that it can do pretty decent first. You know, some limited catch in a way. Yeah, there's a lot of stuns, but there's no real silences, so he can play around that at the least. But I've also been a bit hesitant on these Morphlings. I don't know. It looks like it takes too long. And these games, yes, these games are long. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, we just have 70 minutes or something.
But the first 30 minutes are very important in terms of how you can actually like get yourself to build to that point. And some of these morphs never get to actually build to that point. I'm like trying to get to the one with from Nigma earlier today, where he kind of did, but then he still couldn't fight anyway. So let's see if they can build this draft around with that Morphling. And so small things I did want to point out here is that I don't know. I was watching this draft order, and something traditionally in the past to deal with like these Sand Kings was these pipe/mage slayer buyers, right? So I saw them build, they get Sand King, or they get a centaur, and then they pick the Ember Spirit. So I see probably the mage slayer plus the pipe. But then I see Falcons, their last 2 picks, or last like 3 picks is all physical damage, right? So they're pivoting away from that idea of having to worry about that mitigation. So some cool stuff, cool ideas coming in from both sides.
Oh, let's have a look. It's a very long, hard-fought game one, but one that would definitely have been much more painful for Tidebound to endure, having to play the majority of that game. Tens of thousands of gold behind that. And Falcons.
I'm surprised Panel was saying, you know, maybe he wants to play Deuce. Who wants to play Deuce again after that? You just played a 75-minute Deuce
Bro, I think it's more like his teammates don't want to play with a Medusa after together. They're like, bro, we're not letting you farm for 70 minutes for that again.
I mean, playing it, he clearly was like, guys, give me the AA again. I didn't have enough. But everybody else is playing a little bit of a different style coming into this one, except for him.
Let's have a look. As it goes with the lanes. I mean, I think definitely top. You got to be a bit careful on the morph, right? You know, you can never underestimate that kind of poke that comes out from crit. Mid lane, it's going to be all right, but a lot of harassment there coming out from Maureen.
I wonder how this lane is now. This does feel like it's quite a bit harder for the Ember Spirit in comparison to what it was before.
Yeah, I think it's chiller. Chiller for the Sand King.
But we shall see, because yeah, that build is definitely going to come out from nothing to say. Malvarine, I mean, we've seen him do some pretty crazy stuff on this Sand King.
Yeah, Malvarine Sand King has been popping off so far here on the road to TI.
So a little thing that Misery pointed out, I mean little thing, but a big thing, actually, that Misery pointed out at the end there, and I'm glad he did, is the snaking Enchantress. Looking at the game overall, it's a game where he can absolutely be very disruptive in this early game because the 2 supports do not really enjoy playing versus these Enches early on. So his impact could be pretty high. That's why you don't really see an AA4 in most lineups. I know this team absolutely loves it, but Snake can definitely do some moves and take advantage of this. If he's able to find a good creep, make a rotation to mid or to that, you know, safe lane. And speaking of that safe lane, you know, you said it might not be the easiest one for the Morphling. We're definitely seeing that already versus the Mag and the Hoodwink. He has a fair bit of creeps coming into himself right now, but...
Yeah, he's just got to be careful because there's a decent amount of burst and catch early on.
He does get that shift off. He's keeping himself at a healthy margin, right? 730. He's keeping himself pretty high up there, but is making him miss that extra CS. Amar has 6 denies already.
I feel like it doesn't really get easier for the Morph. It just kind of gets to the point where eventually he's of course going to be able to hit the jungle and farm, but the lane is always going to feel pretty strong for this Mag Hoodwink combo.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, this is a really, really strong one. They have the fortunate thing, of course, of Y, where they have like a bailout, right? If he needs to, he can skill to sleep and protect with a small little instance of protection, but these lanes definitely do feel quite strong again, as we mentioned. You know, Falcons, for me in that last game, they had a kind of a 3 winning lane position. This time, I wouldn't say they have 3 winning lanes, but they definitely are set up to do very well in 2 of them at the least. The third one, maybe, I mean, the bottom one is a bit more of that volatile one, depending on how snaking does, but...
Bottom. Good burst.
He's actually dead.
First blood.
That is pretty surprising that they're able to do that down here with these 2, with this Enchantress behind. Bach feeling his power on the Centaur. He looks much more comfortable on this hero, I have to be honest.
Yeah, had a bit of a rough game on the Axe, right? He fell behind massively in the mid game, despite having a really good start, right? Was able to maximize, grabbing and pulling the creep waves, farming the jungle. He was top net worth coming out of the lanes, but that slipped away from him very quickly on that Axe game.
Yeah, and honestly, Centaur overall I just feels like a way better hero.
Centaur's great, yeah.
You build the auras, which apparently are very good in this current meta right now, and you build Cart in the late game, which is S tier, as we've seen, since all these games are going to like 50, 60 minutes.
And you're just that hero that the enemy never really wants to go on.
Yeah.
Because it's just annoying. Yep. Maybe you burst him low, but then he's stampeding out. And then you've already dropped pretty much the majority of your spells to try and even just get close to killing a Centaur.
Ooh, nice little move there from Planet. Since they're doing so good bottom already, swings toward the mid, takes away the rune. So nothing to say, gets the fill up, while Malrine does not. Malrine is healthy though, so it's not going to have too much of an adverse effect, but at least being able to deny that rune. So 5 minutes coming up pretty soon. So 0-1 Morph can... Hey, look how low. He's just making sure he pumps himself up so he can get those extra CS. But the CS and the safe lanes are suffering. 13-3, 14-5, the two of them. Definitely going to be off to that slow start.
Yeah, I mean, both these carriers will be able to pick things up in the jungle, but you're still going to see the Sven accelerate a little bit quicker early on. I
think quite a bit quicker too, right? If he does get even an Empower thrown on him to him casually, I imagine that we do see the Dominator come out for Amar, right? So they're going to be able to stack more freely in terms of both the Hoodwink and the Creep that can be sent over. And oh, look at this. Cheeky move.
Yeah, very difficult for Tidebound on the other side to get stacks going if Malrine's going to be stealing stuff like this.
Here comes the moves. Planet. Snaking has that Creep now. He has hit level 3.
It's a good setup. They got the Bushwhack as well with the Acorn shot and the right clicks. There's going to be Bart going down.
This is when this lane gets hard. It's when the level 2 enchant is online. Still was surprised that they killed Skeeter before that, but rotation from Crit. Looks like he feels like he can just leave the Magnus alone. He's done this every time he's played with Amar playing the Mag, that he just ends up free roaming. But that also means Tidebound can start to make rotations too. So let's see where Y wants to go with this Bane. Play around this mid-power rune.
Trying to kill Malrine's pretty hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, at least taking away that 6-minute rune from him.
Snaking, also walking in. He's looking for a big creep to get involved into this. He's body blocked it, just kidding. Xtreme, no longer able to really pressure so much there. So I was pointing out the 5 minutes for a specific reason, because we've seen Malrine a bunch of these games, if he gets any type of early advantage, he takes the mid tower with that first catapult, with that Sandstorm applying miss rate to towers. The attacks, I gotta say that. But this time, not gonna be the case. They are able to claim that rune for the Ember. And ooh, speaking of the Ace rune for the Ember,
he's heading over.
Pulls him out of the Sandstorm.
Malrine could be in trouble here. Remnant into the chains, Sleight of Fist. He's got some one charges, Malrine getting underneath the tier 2, trying to juke them. And it's actually going to be enough to live here with the speed boost of the phase boost. He'll get away from that.
That was pretty clever though by White. Pulling him out of the Sandstorm with the Sleepwalk. That was a very nice attempt to go for the kill there. 1-for-1 exchange. The stacks are already looking almighty for the side of Falcons.
And what are sort of the chances of Tidebound getting over here with the heroes that they have? It's kind of difficult,
like
right?
0. I don't think they can.
Especially with the fact they're not really going to be able to bring Bark over anytime soon, as he's starting to get punished a bit in this lane. Now, Falcons very much turning around one of the lanes that was going Tidebound's way in the early few waves. Two times now they've killed Bark off.
I think if they go there, they have to bring a lot of numbers, because nothing to say has gone for the Slight Chain build as well. It doesn't have any points in the Flame Guard too, so them stealing them is very difficult, but maybe contesting and fighting there could maybe be an option. Malrine, top of net worth, 3,600 for him. Same thing for Amar. He's already starting to pull and maximize. He even gets the courier taken away there from Shiro. He's been liking his double bracers more again. I think this is the 4th. I actually, maybe even more. I've seen a lot of games now from him going 2 bracers.
Oh, nice deny there from Crit.
That was sneaky.
Yeah, I was able to get that before. Nothing was able to get the pick off. Nice Acorn shot as well from Crit. Setting up on the 2 of them with that Bushwhack. And that gets them the kill against Y. Nothing to say we'll be able to live, but only just. Crit coming in clutch there to help Malrine around that power in spawn.
Yep, and Malrine, they're actually going to be able to find that Sentry Ward too, so they'll be able to get that jungling beginning and get that acceleration of Farmo. Snaking is being pesky. He can just go over and steal creeps, block camps as he's starting to do, and look to put emphasis on that mid lane, even as a creep here.
I mean, that
mid, Crit.
We'll go down.
I would say the one good thing for the side of Tidebound at the moment is that the Sven is shut down. He's slowed down quite a bit. But he has a lot of recovery points in this game. Gonna be able to go back to those Ancients, always farms at that crazy fast pace, and those stacks, of course, Falcons is gonna play to having quite a bit of them. Oh, I actually don't think they found that sentry, that sneaky sentry. He's blocking the camp. Yeah, 2 of them. Snay will have to do his work to get those taken care of.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, Crit's going to return to the mid. Try and see if we can find that last bit of XP. Whilst Maurine's looking elsewhere. Maurine's going to get back out of the map and head top. So maybe see if they can try and catch out Shira by surprise.
They definitely can if they can stun him from the tree line.
There we go. Opening up with the bow strike. RP follow-up. The burst is there. Very nicely done from the 2 of them.
Maureen on fire again in this early game. Blink Dagger is done faster than the blink on his Earthshaker, I think.
Yeah, this is quick. And just being able to make that move against the carry morph before you even have to blink on you, it's going to feel very good there for Falcons.
And this is what we were mentioning. Look at this tower. For some reason, the Sanking's taking 0 damage. Applies that miss rate, and he could just stand there and do it completely on his own, pretty much, with the creeps. 50%. Crazy. And there's the Dominator done. So Amar off to a hot start. 3K lead in the first 10 minutes. And we did mention, this is what happens a lot of times with morphing lineups, right? The early game, the first like 15, 20 minutes is definitely where they're on the back foot. But let's see if they can put things together with the Centaur and the Ember.
On mid. Crit. Essentially in trouble again. He's able to bounce away with the sharpshooter. Nothing to say, trying to chase on. Final Remnant will do it. So they will get Crit out of the mid lane.
It's a good kill. Can they get any emphasis on the tower? Oh, Maureen, he'll find a free kill.
Sand King, Maureen Sand King in particular. I felt like, we've seen this story already 2 times, I believe we had the stat. He's managed to get it through 2 drafts, and he's had 2 fantastic games, both the times on it. Here we have him getting it again today. So far, 3-0-1.
He's cruising.
Crushing the timings here in this early game. And they better have a good plan to deal with him.
Yeah, and I think the plan is, right, that the Ember Mage Slayer, the pipe on the Centaur eventually at some points, but there's ways to build around that as well, too, with the Aghanims build that we do see, of course,
and he's just taking so much.
Single time, and yeah, he's taking everything. And I have to point out, too, the other thing is, what's the first 2 picks that they did in this game for Falcons as well, too? They picked the Sanking, and they picked the Hoodwink to amplify it. The Boomerang is going to come out ASAP, and if Maureen is having a hot start, that Boomerang is going to be quite terrifying.
Yeah, I think a lot of teams in this competition would just not let Maureen get his hands on the Sand King, let alone, as you say, him getting his hands on the Sand King on top of Crit, getting that Hoodwink.
Yeah, it buffs it
very
up so
potent
much.
combo in the 2 of these players' hands. Yeah, 4K lead.
25% spell amp, so he'll have that pretty early on. Looks like he's queuing up the... Actually, he'll probably just rush it anyway, but... Illusion rune top, Maureen. That's a really nice rune for him to disengage. The only way he really dies at the moment is if he gets Slight Chains plus an AA Blast. He has the Illusion to Dispel. And Tidebound is just, they're all about farming though here. So Bach is going for Vanguard after the Blade Mail. Playmaking is going to be extremely limited.
They're going to go for Shira under the tier 2. Nightmare will come in to just sort of break up the play.
Beautiful Nightmare.
Now why? Sat in position, ready and waiting for that move.
And they're smoking off that. So let's see if they can get a catch. They've got the AA Blast at the ready with the chains.
Might just find Amar. Amar. Be pretty dead here. Chains into the Ice Blast, will attempt to skewer away. He'll use the RP to hold back the Ember. That might just save him. It's going to be close. This Remnant coming out. The Ice Blast wore off, so Amar will survive.
Split second. The last tick wears off as he gets, and that's, I mean, little items, I always like to point them out, but...
Maureen and Skeeter, they're going for Bach. I've got the Bushwhack as well to lock him down inside of the Sandstorm.
Wow.
Dead again.
Craziness. Yeah, little things, right? Double bracer on Amar, stick all these little stat items. It's literally what saves him there. 5K lead. The moves are starting to connect. And Skeeter, long in the days since he was having a struggle time. Morphling as well too, but he'll be able to get that increased farm pace since they're starting to get a lot of map control again. All 3 tier 1s have dropped on.
And who's going to lead the plays on Tidebound? I'm kind of concerned that the game might fall into a similar trajectory as game 1, where it's just kind of like Shiro trying to farm and asking the teammates to not feed away too much.
But they also don't have anybody that's going to be going for too many of these plays, because Bach is going for the double auras, and the Ember, it's pretty much just going to be the Ember, right? The Ember has to make every play.
Another kill here for Falcons, very likely, as Maureen catches Y.
He does steal it, though. We'll be able to get that Shrine of Wisdom at the least. Pay with his life for it.
He's going to push Amar very close to having his Blink Dagger. Getting that kill.
Yeah, definitely some concerns. I have the same feeling as you. I already did because of the Morphling factor. I'm not too sold on this hero at the moment in this tournament, but definitely some concerns with the game status, how it feels at the moment. I'm just watching all these camps block too. Tidebound wants to sit back and it creeps, and just their Ancient and their hard camp is blocked.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing right so far this game. Camps have been blocked, and Falcons, they've been stealing camps from Tidebound as well.
And they've stacked more, right? Do we actually have a stack counter again by mid, if we have for a moment?
There we go.
There you go. 7 more stacks as well for them.
We get the chance to put some pressure onto the bottom tier 1, bringing in Shiro as well.
Showing all 3 cores. So they showed the Ember, the Centaur, and the Morph on this tower. But I like that move. I feel like they need to at least get one of these tier 1s, open up the map a little bit, because right now, yeah, they lost a ton of control losing their first 3 towers. Deep Vision already placed out also from the side of Falcons to perhaps look to pressure this top early on.
Radiant are scanning.
Blink done for Amar. Halfway to Ags on Maureen. It feels like it's going to be a very passive style from Tidebound. And I don't know how much that's going to benefit for them. It has to only be the Ember right now, like pretty much.
But then it's like the damage is unlikely to be there. It's relatively beefy cores on Falcons lineup.
Exactly.
Not an easy one here again for Tidebound.
Not at all.
Falcons definitely having the superior control on this game.
And Snaking, he can do this. He can just walk at them. He's done this so many times in these games as this annoying Enchantress. What are they going to do, blow an AA blast on the Inch?
I'm nothing to say. He's going to get caught. What was he doing, messing around with the Watcher? He's dead.
Uh-oh. I think they're feeling this pressure, I got to be honest.
It's been a bit of a rough one.
Yeah. Like, the thing is, like, if Snay just runs in like this, right? Like, the only way you kill him is if you're blowing AA blast on him. And if you blow AA blast on him, you're not killing any of the cores. So it's information they keep gathering. They have this deep vision as well up top that they might even look to fight around Shiro.
Oh,
hold your breath.
Be careful. He's going to be careful. He's going to be careful.
He's got Bane behind him. It's max sleep.
That's true.
As well.
Why can't break apart the sort of attempt to jump him?
Mm-hmm. Planet. They scout the ward. Snaking knows it's their planet. Will be able to kill out his courier.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Smoke is out, so they are looking to make this play now. But I think it might have been seen by the ward behind the tower, no?
Yeah, it's so difficult to try and catch Falcons by surprise when they have wards like this.
They just know every single one of the moves.
Radiant are scanning.
They can maybe kill. The thing is, like, they can maybe kill one hero, but I just don't see them really killing.
They could maybe just throw everything down on Snaking. Oh, they'll throw the blasters. They'll get something. It's something. Gets sort of the team morale up.
Yep.
We got to kill, boys. Easy game.
They need that morale. Shiro will be able to hit the mid tower also, and looks like in the meantime a move is being made. Skeeter wants to kill Bach.
Uh-oh.
Farewell. But Skeeter
gotta be careful with the blade, man.
Be careful.
They've got their bushwhack into them. Sharpshooter. Stampede comes out. I tell you what, he's actually going to live.
They chained their stuns pretty poorly. He's not going to be able to survive because of it. And they have to back away, Skeeter. It has to be a little bit careful, but they're actually not going to find him. Never mind.
Fear not the forest.
Maureen up top. Smoke as he passes through. I don't think it was seen. Actually, it was. Just kidding. There's a board on both of the Watchers. Why?
He's going to be able to set something up. And look at these TPs coming in to back him up. Make sure they get this kill. They have the chains. He's got the RP, Amar. Locks down a couple of them, but this time he won't be able to run away after.
His team is in the area. Malrine might look to go if they're not careful on Tidebound. Don't leave Shiro 2 alone. Here it is.
And there's the jump. There with the bar strike. The push back to follow up. That's Shiro dead.
They're right next to him as well, too.
Oh, they couldn't help him out that time.
It's a heads-up play, honestly, from Falcons, right? They expect them to kind of like disengage. They know they see a couple heroes move with that ward, too. They get Amar, but they lose their big boy. They lose Shiro, the important one. Yeah, Skeeter starting to get that clear differential between the two of them, 1,000 separation. Might even get another 500 to 1,000 gold between that point.
Yeah, he's having a great time. Excellent early moves down to that bottom lane to really get Skeeter, you know, just his game in general on track after they were able to bully and pretty much kill off Bark 3 times in that laning stage.
And for me, in this meta at the moment, too, Sven is a very scary hero.
Sven's great. Yeah, like, this hero is very, very strong.
More if I have a bit of question marks still, Sven is, explosive.
Oh,
sure,
30.
the picks, I guess
some of these players don't know what they're doing. It should be higher than that.
Production's like, gotcha.
Yeah, I'm gonna blame the players that lose with this hero. You know, this hero should be great because of this damage that you're doing. His stuns someone. Yeah.
It's explosive damage, and especially if you have the lineup that
that's a player issue.
Yeah,
that win rate.
That ain't us. Thanks, production.
Well, let's see what we get going next here. Aghanims coming out right now for Maori.
All right, it's a big one. Makes it that hybrid damage so that the pipe isn't going to be as effective, of course. Let's see what they get, though. Amar still hasn't chosen what he wants to spend. He has 3,000 gold. He's saying he wants the Manta, but maybe switching it up for something else at some point. Maybe a BKB, if he does feel like he needs it. Or an Aghanims, honestly. Could still be the point of the game that he can't go for it. Falcons in position for this fight. The Tormentor.
Tidebound. They're gonna try and do it.
Oh, this is dangerous.
I do see Marin. So
West was wasted.
Tidebound can get back to finishing off the Tormentor, though. They'll get the Tormentor. Oh, there's the jump. Mark at the RP just onto Bark. They'll quickly take out Wire here with a Shockwave.
Little awkward.
So Tidebound, they got the shot. Can they get out there? Marin's in with the Burrow Strike. The Pushback to follow up. They got the catch locked down on nothing says not enough. Get the Essence Ring off. He'll live and Marin will fall. Shiro moves in to get the kill.
Skeeter, he's shown up on the south side.
Tidebound, they've got to respect the fact that the Sven's in the neighborhood. Jump forward from Amar. Nickel shot and Bushwhack. Bouncing over the planet. Now the jump force there from Skeeter will get held back for now by the Searing Chains and nothing to say. Shiro turning into the Sand King, trying to get away, but the Skewers there catches the two of them. Amar finishes off both Planet. Shiro and Bark gets the triple. The stun comes out into the Bushwhack. Skeeter steps up and one swipe here with the God Strength to finish. Nothing to say off. The fight ends disastrously for Tidebound.
Was honestly a disrespectful moment there from Shiro. Walking in melee range to the Sven to Sandstorm? That was...
I mean,
they set themselves up for disaster. They're continuing to try to fight when the Sven turned
did he get a right click in? Was he trying to just kind of get the blind on him?
I think he was trying to do that, but it's so risky, right? You put yourself into such a dangerous position.
Because at this point, it's like, all right, maybe Tidebound can kind of get something going here. Nothing to say survives that effort from Falcons. And they definitely felt that themselves, as you said, with Shiro trying to get back in.
But look at their resources, right? Look at Tidebound right now, and they know the Sven is coming in with absolutely everything. I thought that they were going to full bail, but they continued to try to fight in this area. And then watch Shiro, right? I think you're right? He tried to do the Sandstorm and tried to employ it, but he walked in at caustic.
And Sandstorm was still cooldown.
So maybe I guess the cooldown caught him off guard. That's what it was.
Yeah,
I didn't get to see that.
Yeah, he switched back in, and it was still like 1 second cooldown, so a little unfortunate.
Well, that's a very decisive moment there for Falcons.
Yeah, smiles here from Malrine. He's feeling good about this one. I mean, I think he's going to be feeling good since the draft, because I think we might see teams just don't let Malrine get his Sand King. It is ridiculously good.
Honestly, either one of those. Bach.
He'll be fine. Having to use the Stampede to save himself.
Nothing to say. Amar. Can't quite reach. Amar did go for the BKB. He went for the safer route after that fight top. Maybe go for the Manta afterwards, but 11,000 gold lead now for the side of Falcons. As Skeeter. Full BKB. He's massive. Level 18 now at this point versus Shiro is level 14.
Damn. It's going to be a tough one for Shiro to carry.
yet again.
Tougher than the last game was.
Way
Of course, and that one wasn't quite able to do it on the Medusa. It's going to be even harder here for him on the Morphling.
This one, he doesn't even have amplifies, right? He doesn't have Bloodlust like he did the last time. No Solar Crest either. While on the other side, the Sven has Empower. So he's living the dream. And he has, what, 4 different stunning heroes to amplify as well with Vanquisher.
Another kill for Falcons. That's why he's caught in the river.
Yeah,
Amplified damage rune at the ready as well for them here.
Truly.
Marine will be able to bottle that up and have that ready for the next play. Tidebound, they pretty much got to stay hidden.
They're starting to completely just take over. Similar to that, yeah, similar to that last time, like you said, but just worse, right, for Shiro. Because he does not have that. Last time he was the top farmer in the game by a good margin. This one he's behind, and his cores are behind, and his supports are behind.
And Marine, it doesn't matter sort of how far away you are. He will
knows.
find you.
The man knows.
Finds them every time, Marine. Can't get anywhere close to the Sand King.
Why? Looks like he's trying to set a trap. This is a hard kill, though. It's a BKB on this Magnus. I know. He can wake himself up.
I think Y's just got to run.
No, he doesn't even wake himself up. He just sends the Centaur after him.
Yeah, just wants to make sure there's no chance of Y going for like a Fiend's Grip follow-up.
Mm-hmm. That's true. TP's on cooldown.
Marine's coming as well for Y.
Goodbye.
Y's looking pretty dead.
Yep.
Oh, well, Bow Strike does miss. Oh, is he? Is he? Did they know he's there? Yeah, they know where he is. Another one. There for Falcons.
Just kill after kill after kill. Bach, Crimson Guard is finished. He's just not even queuing up Blink Dagger. He wants nothing to do with a Blink this game. Could potentially get caught down here too if he does show. Yeah, as tanky as they can be, there's a Sven. They're just not. They're not that tanky. But the Sven can go through pretty much anything.
Oh, absolutely. So. Especially when he has the Stadeless. It's like any of these targets he jumps and like 4 or 5 hits, even the beefiest ones die.
Mm-hmm.
So much damage from Skeeter.
And then, yeah, he has what? Sand King stun.
So many stuns.
He has Hoodwink stun. Magnus ARP. Yeah, he's got always something to set up for that bonus damage. And the question is, for Tidebound is, I mean, the game plan is just kind of ruined in a way, right? You're now falling back to, it's just up to Shiro, which is quite painful.
And just not an easy game for him to carry as a morph. I mean,
it's just when Falcons gets this type of advantage with the heroes that they're so comfortable on, it's rare to see them really slip up with it anymore.
No, they're very good at turning big leads into a big win. Takes their time, they take their time,
but
they get the job done.
Yep. They usually don't hemorrhage that many kills, right? Like it's 17-6. Last game was 14-4. And then at some point it was what, 18-10 or something? I don't remember it. After that, it was like 40-14 or something later on.
I don't know. It's getting pretty rough to watch this one.
It's just everywhere. Anybody shows and they're dead. And there's no playmaking, as we said. There's just, honestly, there's just so limited playmaking from the early on with how things went down that, yeah, the Ember doesn't want to make the moves.
Don't mind if I do. So Skeeter.
Yep, Daedalus done.
Can take their wisdom away as well. Marine shoving in the bottom lane.
BKB about to be finished. Ooh. Trying to think what they can hang on and hope for. You know what I'm actually looking at? It's like Shiro has to start turning into Magnus, wave for him through, skewer them into the base. It's starting to feel like
maybe
they're out of hope unless it's some high ground throw. But Falcons discipline. Roshan is up. You can look for that perhaps pretty soon. Maybe, okay, I mean, I want to always say, like, maybe this is the timing, right? The butterfly timing. Maybe this is when they try, because they're going to try to feel that strong.
He can still die.
He can just get cleaved to death as well.
Now, maybe with the butterfly and the BKB.
Yeah, maybe.
The butterfly alone, stun into the magic damage, he'll die.
Let's see. Bach.
It's a stampede. The Remnant's coming in as well. Tidebound are going to try and chase for some of that. Look at the Marine. Look at the hoof stomp. Waveform forward. Marine getting caught low. They'll burst him.
It's a good kill. Very good kill. That's as his BKB was literally, I believe, about to be finished, so.
That's definitely something there for Tidebound.
Yep.
Finally getting a big kill.
Can they turn it into something else? Like, No, probably not. No Roshan on the bottom side, so... Turn up. It was 5 hero rotation to get the kill, but at least they do slow down Maureen.
The blink now on Y, so a bit better of a chance to ensure that he is there to save someone.
Careful, Bach.
He's going pretty far on this bottom lane. Blade Mail's there in time. So Skeeter's got to be a bit careful, but now he's ready to commit with the BKB. RP comes out of lockdown Bach, but nothing to say, was able to dodge it. Gets over towards Crit, takes out the hook wing, and now Skeeter kind of getting kited here, and now with the grip up, they've got the control.
Okay,
Tidebound. Another big kill here. As they start to slowly strike back in this game.
Very fancy footwork, and the butterfly, okay, that is a timing that's definitely going to work this time. But also, I mean, nothing to say. That was so fancy. That little remnant that he did, the RP looked like he was going to catch him, but he plays onto the out of it, and Bach, the bait works. Yeah, they tip him.
And we'll see this in Yam. We'll see Bach. Yeah, and as you said, more than ready. Instant blade mail, which causes Skeeter to just have that bit of a slowdown on how quickly he can commit onto him. Has to put the BKB early in the fight to make sure he can kill him without doing too much damage to himself. And then at this point, the Falcons, as a team, were not ready to try and help Skeeter out any further. And Shiro gets in prime position with Wise control to take down that key target.
Little things matter. The hesitation to use the BKB immediately perhaps maybe gets him killed there because he drops half HP. 30 seconds. Roche is going to shift down toward that bottom side, which is a much better side for the side of Tidebound. And yeah, big levels, right? Shiro now up to level 19, getting closer and closer to closing that gap.
Why will end up dying on his own.
They're starting the Roche, but Falcons are in the
surely
area.
Falcons will do something about this. I don't think they're going to sit back and let Tidebound have this one.
They have easy ways to get vision in the pit too with Crit.
I'm going to start poking. Yeah, this is risky for Tidebound.
Yeah, this is way too risky.
Especially when you know the Epicenter's up, God Strength's back off cooldown.
RP soon up as well.
Yeah, you can't force this as Tidebound.
And Snaking does have a fresh pipe, so that is going to block a fair bit of that damage that comes out from the Ember.
And Skeeter's leading in.
Planet.
Got eyes on Planet.
2-shot.
Couple of hits and he's gone.
Are they going to chase for kills or go for the Roche?
And if Maureen can get the blink, he's got it in a couple of seconds, but it would be under the tier 2, so maybe a bit too deep.
Looks like they're going in.
Never mind, it's not too deep for Maureen. He's going for it. Forces out the Stampede. Did have to commit a BKB for that, though, Maureen.
I think they'll go Roche now, right? I'd imagine so. Maybe they were trying to force one extra ability before they do back up for it, but God's Strength's soon going to be ending. Yeah, they're smoked up. I mean, Tidebound is coming over, so maybe they can't Roche.
Yeah, because they're going to have the AA back up in 15 seconds. And sure, they don't have Stampede, but as you mentioned, a couple of crucial cooldowns occurring at the moment for Falcons. So a little bit of a window maybe for Tidebound.
Yeah, no God Strength for this fight.
They're going to catch Amar on the side. He's still got BKB and RP online for himself.
Maureen.
They've got the epic.
He's in.
There we go. Get the catch. RP to follow up here on the two of them, but they're pretty tanky. Nothing to say in Buck. They're perfectly fine, and they're ready to turn. They'll look over towards Maureen. Maureen trying to scramble out of this one, but the grip's there. Wise got the control. Maureen's dead. Tidebound finding a very, very nice moment to try and force that fight, and Falcons, they end up falling for it.
And now Bach's build is actually starting to really work. He's like, I'm not going Blink. They're jumping me. And he's showing his tankiness.
He doesn't die now.
Yeah.
He's absolutely got to that stage, especially with the plate mail on top of this Crimson Pipe and Blade Mail. And this is going to be the Roshan for them. Tidebound showing much more signs of a chance in this game as opposed to what we had from them in game 1 when they were behind.
Even at a 14+K deficit, too. This one's actually a higher gold lead at the early point here for Falcons, but Tidebound showing their strengths here.
Slowing down that lead and starting to have it draw back towards themselves. See how much they can get done now with the Sages.
Lamar.
Oh, Bach. Oh, he finds him.
He's got a skewer, and he's got BKB.
All right, backup's on the way. Amar.
Blink in 3, 2.
I mean, he's hard to chase. This should be a bit too slippery. Yeah, they won't want to spend any more time chasing. So Amar gets out.
And they get the Tormentor in the meantime. So Maureen will actually get that shard. A very strong on that Sand King. How's the timing for Shiro? getting closer and closer to the BKB. It does still feel like he really needs it for the whole 5v5 fights. But having this Aegis coverage should be able to let him farm it.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? He's not going to die in these next few minutes.
Which is really important. And I think Y probably just sits around and follows him for the rest of this time.
Yeah, as long as he's ready to blink in, throw in a Nightmare, high chance that should be enough to give Shiro the chance to at least survive and run.
Yeah. He did get, what, Tumbler's Toy, and he's got an Aether Lens, and he got the greedy Tumbler's Toy too, so he should get a fair bit of farm actually on this Bane, so keep eyes on Innocence to see if he's going to be able to farm an Aghanims at this point, or at some point in this game too. Now that they've gotten the things to slow down a little bit here.
Still, of course, quite the deficit they're playing against Tidebound, and with any sort of passive moments, the
lead grows.
It really does. Falcons are able to get that much more out of the map still.
They're also having to hug each other quite a bit here. You see literally 4 heroes following Shiro. Even the Ember Spirit had a remnant behind. Speaking of the Ember, full Shiva is now finished up. Nothing to say, his progression has gotten pretty good. Aghanims plus that Shiva, plus he has that Mage Slayer to apply the damage reduction, as we saw being massive in the fight down bottom. Okay, bit of a pivot, as we see. Amar going for a Hex.
I mean, I like it. Very good against both the Ember and the Morph, right?
Yeah, both the main cores.
Gives you that quick catch and chance to trip them up.
Because I think twice now, or two times or so, there's been a little bit of a slight dodge in terms of the RP connecting. Snaking.
Slowly but surely find him, and they will have to use the grip to go for this.
Yeah, it might take a little time, but they'll have him. His pace is this slow, and it's snaking. He's very pesky, it's worth that. Protect their Shrine. What did he buy, actually, and why? Did he go for the Blink? He went for Staff, okay. Either way, that's similar when he has Tumbler's Toy. He can Tumbler plus Force, he can get into position to be able to bail his teammates out of bad scenarios with Nightmare, or get that long Fiend's Grip that we saw from earlier.
And Shiro, ready to aggressively use this last minute and a half of the Aegis.
This is cool. Very aggressive.
That's pretty crazy there, you know, we can see giving the game a 50-50 pretty much, despite the fact that Falcons have this 16k lead. So Dota Plus definitely believing in the potential of Shiro's Morph.
Butterfly Morphling versus that Sven with lack of some True Strike. Not anymore. MKB's finished up. Ramp damage also in the bottle. Nothing to say, can be really painful actually with this, with his remnants that he can use. As long as he's got enough of them. Skeeter's about to hit 25. So he could have that extra God Strength damage as well. If he's able to actually attack, it's going to be very explosive, but they do have some kiting factors. But 50 seconds, that's probably the timing that Falcons is going to wait for. I'll see 100% win rate on Sven.
Oh, there we go. Skeeter,
yeah,
there's no
stat.
player issue with Skeeter. He knows how to use this hero.
Crit for Shiro, level 21 as well.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Oh, and did also, I should have pointed this out also, but the Sven does have the serrated shift too, so does have that true
crazy damage when you get in with that God Strength.
Yeah. Aghanims, the next one on the horizon. I was waiting when he was going to queue this one up. Bach, he did end up going for the Blink Dagger now at some point too, to be able to follow up. But yeah, that Aghanims, that's going to probably be the biggest item for them in terms of being able to protect Shiro when he doesn't have BKB available.
Just making sure that, kind of ultimately, that the Sven can't get the right clicks on him.
All right, Aegis reclaimed. And a full E-Blade for crit as well. So a fair bit of... He actually also did get the Whispers of the Dread with Mystical, so he got the Dream for the cast range and spell amp on himself. Something you can't write off. The burst from this hero with E-Blade and Boomerang, I actually don't have the exact numbers on it, but it is absurd. Look at like 1485 plus the amp from the E-Blade plus the... So can be potential for killing supports pretty easily.
No, definitely got to watch out if they ever want to try and go on Bark, though. He does get the Pyrrhic Cloak.
He could just kill him instantly.
So, yeah, whoever he puts that on, if Bark's getting hit.
That's a good call. How many... Do they have Dispels? The supports don't have Dispels. So if he actually just sees one of them and he clicks Period Cloak on them...
The enchant will remove it, right?
What do you mean?
Oh, no, sorry. Is it
No,
just
dispel
on your allies,
dispel
right?
off
So, yeah, you
yourself.
can't dispel.
You
Yeah,
need, like,
you can't. Yeah, they
when
have
you're
no ally
support-
dispels. Yeah,
when you're
You're
support, you need
absolutely
like a Yules or something just to be able to ensure that that Period Cloak doesn't just kill you if he clicks it on you, but...
right. So, pretty much just don't hit the centaur.
Yeah.
Unless you're kind of happy with one of your teammates dying to the Period Cloak.
Yes. All right, there's the Ags. It's Tidebound. Tidebound might be the ones to look for the fight themselves with this, even at this deficit. Might not be the easiest fight, but...
No.
Let's see where they look to go. Refresher, Maureen.
And refresher for Amar.
Oh, wow. Okay, their team fight just got pretty terrifying. Did he get the Dazoon on the main? He did not get the Dazoon on the Sand King, but he got the Dazoon on the Magnus.
I mean, yeah, having the refresher and the Hex, like, Amar's massive. Double Hex, double RP, lots of big plays that Amar can look for.
Yeah, I guess he just got rid of the Dominator, right? I was like, how the hell did he get so much gold so
did.
fast? That makes sense. He sold the item, so. Because he had just finished up the Hex, and Falcons, they're going to look for a timing.
Yeah,
Roche,
this next fight is going to be scary. There's two newly picked up refresher orbs on Falcons.
2 refreshers, MKB Skater, and level 25. And the E-Blade on crit. While on the side of Tidebound, they picked up the crit on the Morphling.
This is going to be a real challenge for Tidebound this fight. Shiro has to play this perfectly and clean up.
And Bach has to save him. Bach has to be there with that workhorse.
Yeah, Bach or Y, whether it's sleeps or workhorses, they have to make sure that this morph gets to freely play the fight.
They placed the Ice Vortex was placed in the mid lane, so they know that they're making a move. Snaking.
It's going to be found at the front of it. They're going to try and burst it. Critical Amar. He's in with the RP, catching the two of them. Mosquito's ready to come in with the full damage. The workhorse pick him up. He picks him up just in time. Shiro will live for now, but he's already so low. He's down here in the sandstorm. They'll be able to hold back Skeeter with the searing chains. Shiro turns it as Sven. He's ready to turn around and cut Skeeter down.
They actually get the disengage.
That was a little close. That pickup from the workhorse coming just in time from Bach as Shiro. He was literally one hit away from dying.
He almost didn't get it in time.
Yeah, there's sort of panic as he was driving around. Anyway, the fight continues. Amar gets another skewer back on towards Bach. Bach's still very tanky. Impetus is coming in though. Bach.
Next epi.
Last hit won't kill him off, but the Burrow Strike to close the gap into the epi will. As Bach gone, Planet also to be left behind here by Tidebound. Another skewer from Amar seals the deal. Jump forward for nothing to say. Sees the chance to get back in, kill off crit. But Amar, he's not done. A second RP's at the ready. Locks down the Ember. Burrow Strike followed with the sleeps there. Comes in from Y. They're forced to the side. They're trying to get around with the skewer again from Amar. Clips onto the two of them. Amar puts the BKB. But Shiro's ready to get back in on the action. Cleans up the Magnus. Ice Blast connects in on towards the two of them.
They wanted to go for Maureen, but might have to try for Snay, or might even just get neither off of that. Woo! That was buybacks coming out from Tidebound, though.
Just to plan it right.
No, nothing to say. Nothing to say
earlier.
The fight. Yeah. I didn't get a fight recap either. There we go. Yeah, so, I mean, look at all the spells there used from nothing to say. It was absolutely crucial that he did use that buyback to get that extra chase out. But yeah, they killed Skeeter at this pretty early on.
They did. Really. That workhorse. Yeah, Bach saving Shiro, allowing him to live and then turn around and kill the Sven. And coming in just in time.
Shiro pushing the limits here. A little dangerous. The Sven was coming back up pretty soon. They might chase out here. Shiro has to be careful. He's going to back up and be safe. Okay. Whew. Heavy buybacks, right? It was a big fight there from Falcons, displaying multiple different item pickups, but Tidebound do hang on. It does cost them. It's very expensive, though, having to use these two. But Shiro has now been able to claim himself top net worth in the game, getting closer and closer to 25. And might even be able to get the Roche. Still 18 seconds, no Magnus.
Yeah, that's big.
The Roar is going to come out.
The Falcons, they could look to try and threaten this. So they've got the God Strength back on Skeeter. Shiro's scared of that, and he's got backup. If they make the jump on Shiro, Y will be able to bail him out.
Scan is there.
Snaking, poking for some sort of reaction. Amar back in the game. Let's see if we can get over quick enough. Roshan's falling pretty fast. Snaking into the pit. Shiro's just ignoring him, trying to finish off the Roshan. Ice Blast coming in. Maureen gets the jump to the side. He closed the gap here with the two of them. BKB's out just in time on Shiro before the Storm Hammer connects. Bach picks him up. He's ready to take him out of there. Skeeter's BKB's about to come to an end. They've got to try and get him out because Bach's ready to bring Shiro back into the action. Falcons have to step back.
Shiro has no BKB for this fight.
Same to be said here for Skeeter. Amar still with his, and very soon to have the two RPs ready to go again. 10 seconds.
This Roche is super low.
And Maureen ready to press refresher and come in with another epicenter if necessary. So indeed, just sort of Skeeter that's not going to have the full potential in this next play. And Tidebound, they know it. They want to try and go. For themselves, the key crucial timing being that 60 seconds still on the BKB for Shiro.
50 seconds, no God Strength. He's still going to hit hard on the Sven, though, because he's got this in power, but Roshan roars.
But does, of course, have Workhorse backup. So again, the saves are there for Shiro.
They are there. Watching nothing to say on the sideline, too. If he can stop any of these Blink Daggers.
Tidebound, they should be able to get the space to finish this Rosh. Buck holding back Amar. Shiro can finish the Roshan, get that Aegis secured. Buck got the Workhorse out. He'll be able to run in. In fact, they get the control in. Skeeter's trying to turn up, and his BKB is still on cooldown for 25 seconds. Skeeter's dead.
He walked in. He just literally walked in. I guess he expected that his team was going to go for Bach, but the team complete discoordination.
Oh.
Tidebound.
Yeah, continuing. I mean, pretty much for this entire, last 10 minutes or maybe 15 minutes, they've been like 16, 17K behind, but the fights haven't looked like that.
No.
Tidebound outplaying Falcons in a multitude of scenarios.
And Skeeter spent his gold. He bought the Swift Blink looking to join back in for this fight and then just dies immediately. Can they get this push going again?
Things, you know, last game weren't really falling into place around Shiro's Medusa, but this game around Shiro's Morph, they very much are. The saves have been fantastic, and Shiro, knowing that he's got this sort of backup behind him, has been able to just have such a high level of threat in these team fights.
Ice Blast coming through to scout the high ground.
Get the jump. Hex. Get the drive back of the Scuba Bart, ready to head over and take him out with a Workhorse. This is going to continue to happen.
There's no glyph.
How do you stop this duo? It's such a low cooldown as well. 24 seconds on the Workhorse. It's always going to be there to help Shiro out. And you know, it's coming from a hero. You know, sometimes these sort of saves, right, they come from some sort of squishy support. This game is coming from a Centaur with 4,300 HP. You can't go on. You can't stop him. He will be there to take the Morphling out of danger.
I think we'll be seeing this more and more as the tournament proceeds. Just having this insane save for these super carries is just incredible. Shiro about to have Satanic now too, so even better options for him to be able to stand his ground versus this Sven. Yeah, so far I think the last 2 or 3 fights, actually maybe even more than that, we've seen Skeeter not really be able to do what he wants to do.
Oh, what's going on here? But yeah, there we go. Satanic's built. That was just taking the mask out of the Vlads.
Yeah, and Planet overall again on this AA, he's actually been able to land some really nice, like not even just connecting with the blast, but just like a passover of the blast, just to be able to prevent anything from them. So a very impressive comeback this time around so far.
Because what is going to be the play from Falcons? What are you doing against this? Because it's been very clear the last few times how these fights have been an issue due to the fact that they can't go on the Morph, and they can't really find a way to go on the heroes that's saving the Morph. Like, what the Falcons have to do to get the fights going back in their favor?
Somehow have to just have Skeeter have a better time overall. I think he's the one that's having the more difficult time, if anything. Maybe just try to catch, I don't know, maybe you have to deal with Bach, but how do you kill the Centaur?
I mean, that's the thing, right? It's just the save coming out from your 4,500 HP offlaner, that's a problem. How do you stop that?
I mean, maybe he does become a higher priority kill, though, because if you prevent the Workhorse, you absolutely can just go for the kill.
But how do you prevent it? It's like...
Yeah, I mean, yeah. But
he's so tanky.
And now at this point, too, they have this Aegis coverage, Satanic Shiro. They're getting this wraparound.
On white.
Amar, he can't get out. Heads up stuff. The gold lead is all just, totally gone. There is no more lead in, pretty much. Crit. Sneaky position, but can't get anything out of it. He actually has this ward here to play around, but he'll TP out. Shiro is set up for a success this time, and this is without the buffs, right? I guess the buffs don't matter. It's the Workhorse.
Yeah, the buff is the save.
Yeah. Malrine has it 25. The chaos is still there, right, in these fights. They do still have to be careful of positioning on the side of Tidebound, but honestly, they've done a great job with their positioning in these last 3-4 fights. Time and time again.
See if they want to try and poke on for more here, Tidebound. There's 50 seconds, no MR, and they've still got
a minute on the Aegis.
Indeed, time on that. So
looks like they probably will.
High ground's looking kind of appealing.
Ice Blast to scout. It'll clip over Malrine.
Looking at Shiro. Nothing to say, he's going to make the jump into the base of Buck. It's full of who stomp onto Snaking, but the heals are pumping out.
The Rax is falling.
Marin's teeping in on the side. Shiro's trying to finish off the objective.
Marin.
And he's going to find him. Shiro, quick with the boost there. Turns into the tank. He used the burst strike against him. Marin will get the BKB off. That's enough to force out the buyback, though, from Amar.
That vision they have on the side there, placed from the Bane, can just prevent Maureen from doing much of anything. The two supports there actually being very disruptive. An Ice Blast passes over, prevents the Blink Dagger for 20 seconds, and then the Bane enfeebles him and just has vision of him too. Just not letting Maureen play. Another God Strength expended. It's going to be on cooldown for 60 seconds. Couldn't find kills. 25 has been hit now for the Morph.
Now looking to get rid of the treads, get the Swift Blink. Overwhelming Blink. It's going to be next on the menu for Bark, also closing in on his 25.
He is having, yeah, wow. Such a good game now at this point. And yeah, it's definitely feeling a lot harder for the side of Falcons to just get these connections. It just seems like they don't have the answer for the Centaur now, as Bach is just posturing himself forward.
Bach.
He's actually making the move. Crit.
He's going to find Crit.
A lot of dodges there.
Down. Amar's got to be careful also. He goes back up to the high ground. Marin's thinking about going with the epicenter. He's going to make the jump here. He gets the connection over towards Shiro. He's going to put the refresher as well. Follow-up burst strikes enough to take down Amar. Comes in with the RP, catches the two of the Mosquito. He's in with the follow-up damage in on top of the big target. It's enough to kill Shiro off. They take down the Morph. They'll turn over to nothing to say. Maureen again with the burst strike, locking down another.
Maureen jumping forward into the back.
He went for it in such a risky spot, or a seemingly risky spot as well, but Maureen making the call that when it's time to go, it's time to go. And starts off the action. Gets things falling back in favor of Falcons.
Maybe Tidebounding there getting a little overzealous themselves. They go for crit, they get the kill, they push forward, then Maureen just gets this beautiful double stun, and the Bane is dead for 60 seconds. He actually spent his gold.
Now, good call as well. Just
to buyback before.
Sort of immediately use that refresher just to get that second burrow strike off straight away on the Bane. They had to make sure that the Bane gets nothing off. And Maureen did that very, very quickly.
And this time it's when they can actually get that connection with that RP, with the cleave. Skeeter's actually able to attack for once.
Now Maureen just going to let Crit get the shrine. Prioritize him getting his 25 online as well.
Don't think we'll see them use Workhorse in that function ever again. I think they'll never use it again for an aggressive play. This could just... Let's see how the tower is actually able to do with the miss rate.
They're going to have a bit of a window where God Strength's going to be back up and Tidebound won't have the full lineup respawning quite yet.
8,000 gold, 9,000 gold gained also from Falcons in these last 2 moments. And Drax is...
They could keep bringing in the damage here, but they don't want to use the buybacks here, Tidebound, with how short the respawns are now.
Use the glyph.
So if they can stick around and finish off the second barrel, he's thinking about making the jump in. Jump forward from Buck, but BKB's there for Skeeter. He wants to finish off the job. Amar gets in with the Hex. He gets the track back Skewer in. Over towards the two of them. That's going to be wide gone. Buck pushing forward. Shiro turns into Sven, has the stun to use against Skeeter, but the defensive E-Blade comes in onto Skeeter, gives him the chance to continue to run. E-Blade will now come to an end though. Skeeter's in trouble, left behind. They'll kill off the Sven, and now nothing to say is ready to chase him for more. Gets the slide chains in on towards Crit, but Crit's actually able to TP out. Snaking, he'll be the one to fall. So they'll get the 2 kills. They do have to come out with that buyback from Y.
They got the Rex.
And indeed, the damage has been done to the base. They lose 2 sets of barracks here, Tidebound.
Y ends up using his buyback at the end of the fight there also to join in. Wasn't maybe needed, so for the next fight he could die and not be into it. But a great jump there. Bach seizing opportunity of jumping in and looking for a target. Look at his damage.
Yeah, I think
Centaur was the carry there.
Yeah. I imagine some of that maybe coming out with the Pyrrhic cloak. He might have got that.
I think so. Pyrrhic and a blade.
That's big
perhaps,
damage.
Some reflected.
Roshan.
That's ideal.
Tidebound.
A quick timer for Tidebound to be able to get into that pit, get this Aegis coverage. Best thing versus those big ultimates is having that Aegis or something for Shiro. Ooh, and Refresher Shard too, so Bach has multiple different ways to play around saving him. Could actually just save him twice or 3 times. 40 seconds. Back the other way we go.
A tool to teach.
Shiro.
Ooh, okay. They passed the refresher shard over to nothing to say. That actually makes a lot of sense when he's got the Ags build. He can cause so much havoc in this back line as this Ember now.
Shiro's ready to hit the base. Oh, Amar! The Hex setup drags him back, forces out reaction. They'll get the RP just down onto bar.
Maureen in the back, he's gripped.
There's any way to help him. Shiro turns into tanking, uses the burrow strike against Maureen. Maureen dies for that.
He's gone. Skeeter.
Got strength there. BG takes out the bait. Buyback comes out now from Maureen. Tidebound, they have to respect this. Backing away. Shiro very low, but of course has the safety of the Aegis. Jump in and out for nothing to say. Amar not able to get his hands on him. Another Remnant gets him out of there, nothing to say. He's incredibly slippery. Can they get him with any sort of opening stun? Another jump in and out, nothing to say. Dancing around them. Skeeter, he'll be able to get the BKB in the healer. Back up to full HP. Stun onto the two of them. They've caught by nothing to say. And Planet will fall, but nothing to say. Able to jump out with the safety of the Eon Disc. The Hex is there though from Amar. Murray steps over. RP comes out, locks down the two of them. Skeeter brings in the damage. There's nothing to say. Gone. Whosto comes down on a Skeeter, but the bushwhack connects in onto Shiro. They take the Aegis out of the hands of the Morph, but Skeeter will die. Buyback coming in now from Bark. Snaking caught outside of the base. Amar, no buyback available on him. We'll see the buyback come out from both Snaking and Skeeter.
Holy shit. All right. Small dodges. He dodged the RP, I think, initially, but then too many stuns to follow through. But now all the buybacks coming in. Amar is the big one that doesn't have it available. So much expended here. Shiro, he's the biggest one also left with buybacks. He did have that Aegis coverage. He's still available to be able to fight twice. Skeeter, God Strength cooldown for 10 seconds. This is going to be huge next moments here for Shiro. Him having this buyback advantage over Skeeter. What a crazy fight, too. So many stuns as we see coming in from Falcons, but the buybacks from Tidebound, just being able to get into the fray and having those numbers with the Morph and the Ember just makes the difference at the end of it all.
This is going to be big, though, for Skeeter next
Refresher.
Fight. Sure, he
Very
doesn't have the buy, but he has the refresher. Yeah. We are seeing it when he has the BKB and the God Strength up. They've got to be so careful about just kiting him and keeping their distance.
I mean, the stuns,
Shiro included.
The stuns are a problem, right? We see any time that there's a two-man stun, it's like, uh-oh, are they just going to potentially just die immediately because of it? I think Nothing to Say got bailed out from the first one, from his Aeon Disc, but then ends up getting caught from the RP and ends up dying. These Falcons, side of their base.
Can Tidebound do anything before this 20 seconds where Mars in the game?
Big Ice Blast coming forward to give information. See if they go on the connection.
Refresher about on Nothing to Say.
Here we go. It's the blast.
It's a good connection.
It's a nice connection.
That's the three of them. Have to hold back a little bit. Popping the fortification here to try and hold on to these barracks. As they wait those final few seconds for Amar to be back in the game.
Looks like they'll back up off of that. Nothing to say. Full refresher orb now on him. After using that refresher shard in the last fight.
They have still, of course, going to be very careful about trying to approach the high ground because they themselves on Tidebound still having those three buybacks also on cooldown.
I mean, Gaben knew, right? The 50-50.
We're getting that. We're getting at this game. Not many of these games that go 60 minutes get there when it's like kind of around or less than a 1K gold difference. Pretty crazy stuff here.
Really impressive stuff, really.
I think last time around, what was happening in game one at this time? It was like a 50K lead or something.
Yep.
1K gold difference between these two teams.
We're getting closer and closer to 60 minutes, so 3 minutes until we do get these insane items that can be pretty crazy in this game in terms of a Morphling and Sven. If they get the Helm of Undying, we could see some pretty disgusting stuff come into this game. Smoke up, looking to take advantage here, since they have the number advantage. Morphling can die and buy back and rejoin.
Sure.
Falcons does not have the luxury of any buybacks. No gold on Amar for it.
They're going to fight Maureen. They're caught him in the trees. He's able to get out now for the Eon Disc and the BKB.
He can. That is the BKB from Shiro used.
So I think they're going to be chilling, just waiting for these buybacks. Even though they know that Falcons also have these buybacks on cooldown, I think it's just a little bit too risky for Tidebound to try and go for the high ground play, whilst they don't have their own.
I mean, Falcons, they have a smoke, and they do have extra BKBs for Maureen. He can refresh, have a secondary one on top of the Epper. Shiro does not have BKB right now, so this could be a little bit of a scary position for him, how he wants to join in the fight. But does have buybacks, so. Falcons. Stepping outside a bit. Amar trying to farm his buyback, but he's still very far away from it.
Amplified damage. March is going to quickly grab that.
No risk.
And they don't really have the luxury of making sure that Skeeter's the one to grab that. And even if he did, they're not too hungry for a fight right now, Falcons. Whilst they don't have the key buyback, Skeeter or Marines available for the next 3 or so minutes.
Man, these distant ice blasts have been very obnoxious from Planet this game. He has been canceling blink daggers, he's been scouting, giving excellent information so far. So I can absolutely see why he wanted to play it a second game if we get to these 60-minute marks. So much impact that he's able to have. Even if he's not getting the connection of, like, killing targets with it, it is very annoying. Both teams prepping in their specific areas for this 60-minute mark. How is Y doing? He is getting close to this Aghanims. There is a lot of things that can kill his illusions and all these different things, AOE. But it still is a pretty impactful one if you're ever able to get it.
Radiant are scanning.
Nashira. And where does he sort of go now with his build? 7,300 gold at the ready, of course. Does want to keep for buyback, but on top of that, has 3,000 gold ready to spend up.
30 seconds.
Tidebound might try and get in this high ground triangle area of Falcons around that. Perhaps try and push them off from being able to farm easy tier 5 neutrals.
Bit dangerous. If they can get an AA blast to scout the area and then jump, perhaps. But if they go in blindly, it can be a bit dangerous. So here comes that blast. Doesn't connect on Mallory.
Nothing to say he's trying to get in on there. I mean, at the least just sort of pushing Falcons back, trying to scare them off from farming these neutral tokens.
Okay, let's see what everyone gets.
The Madstone.
Oh, what does the cast range on Cart become if he gets the cast range neutral?
I mean, we saw what last game the cast ranges on the gobble ups. Looking pretty crazy for the save.
Can he actually grab people from a further distance?
Oh, 100%, right? Surely.
I guess,
yeah. It should absolutely be affected by cast range. So maybe that's going to be the grab. We'll see if he takes it.
We'll see what they end up
He
getting.
gets the chance to. What do we got for Shiro? Probably taking the Divine Regalia, right? Divine Regalia and either
Audacious.
Timeless or Audacious.
Yep.
Oh, no, sorry, not Timeless. I mean Audacious or maybe Evolved.
Yeah, Evolved was the other one I was thinking too, Evolved is a safe one. He's going safe. He's going Stygian Evolved.
Okay.
So he's going as safe as possible.
Okay.
Honestly, Evolved is probably the better bet, period, just because it gives him this extra armor too. It's very nice in this game.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Skeeter, he's one away.
What do we have for nothing to say?
The 2 big boys. Let's see what Skeeter gets. Skeeter got Divine Regalia, Stygian Deso, and Unrelenting Eye. So, no Helm of the Undyings. Thank you, Gaben.
Yeah, we don't mind that. A good, honest game of Dota 2. Good, honest game at late game of Dota 2.
True. Very much so. Spider Legs on Amar. He's got debuff amplification, so Timeless Spider Legs. That RP, those hexes are going to last a very long time. Maureen, what's your choice? Yep, okay. Fallen Sky with cast range for him. Ancient Apparition.
And Bark.
Minotaur Horn plus Timeless.
I imagine Bark does take the Helm of the Undying, right? Because it'd be kind of nice that even if they do manage to kill him, he's still able to get the save off. Okay, he opts for the Fallen Sky.
Yeah. Look at his HP.
Oh, yeah. 65. That's true. Hey, who needs a Helm of the Undying when you just ain't going to be dying in the first place?
There's some chances for him to have, what, 12,000 HP if he gets more. He'll have 14,000 HP if he gets the 5 double edges off, right?
Oh, yeah, in the midst of the team fight. Yeah, his HP's going to start getting pretty crazy. So we'll keep our eyes on that, see what kind of numbers Bark's able to hit on the HP.
It starts to do ridiculous damage as well, too, because your strength converts to the damage as well that you have to remember, and he's sitting at 230 strength, so eyes on this. Late game Centaur just tends to be pretty ridiculous as well. All down to execution at this point. Who's going to get the jumps? Who's going to have the better vision? Which carry's going to get one-shotted potentially?
And also, what's the buyback situation?
It's starting to all come back up.
Yep.
Everyone but Skeeter.
Do you want to fight this if you're Falcons?
If they can see a good if they have good information.
They're going to find nothing to say. Oh,
and
the jump towards him, he's able to get out. Neon Disc proc will keep him alive.
He's got a refresher as well, too, so he can look to have it again.
Yeah, I think Falcons, they just got to bail out now. Fighting out on the map into the Aegis seems kind of spooky.
Yeah, it really is just truly the tensest moments possible here. Planet getting closer and closer to 25, but yeah, on a knife's edge this game of who's going to take the opportunity to go for these jumps. Skeeter, 400 gold from the buyback. We're definitely in a position for some 10v10 crazier 12v12 fight or something.
Yeah. Got to watch out for these buybacks.
10v12.
And in just in terms of sort of ways for them to get back over, because obviously Nothing to Say has that buyback into the Remnant, but outside of that, nobody has any bots, right? Oh no, sorry, bots two
on the Morphling.
Yeah, that's it for the moment, right? Not on it, anything on Skeeter yet. So a little easier for Tidebound to quickly return to an aggressive fight.
And no one can. So I've seen multiple times in this game too that these Aeon discs are bailing people out, but nobody really has the slot for a nullifier this game, from what I'm seeing. Like nobody really wants to purchase it, and no one wants to sacrifice an item to have it. So those Aeons are going to continue to perhaps bail people out of those very scary situations. Ah, yes, don't make it. There you go. Now you can start farming, Y, with your AoE brain sap at 65 minutes.
Try and get his 25 online as well.
Yep.
Very, very close to that.
It is a big one. I mean, if he can get that duration, it literally will last the
Here
whole
comes
time.
the smoke. It is into the Aegis, Refresher Shard and Cheese.
Shield rune on Skeeter. Shiro, nothing to say.
They get the jump. Straight in away with the Hex and the Horn Toss of the Drag Back. They get the RP down as well, on towards the two of them. That's going to be Nothing to Say gone. Bark will pick up Shiro for now, because Nothing to Say has the luxury of buyback if he wants to. Bark make the jump. There's the buyback coming in from Nothing to Say. Skeeter getting controlled for now by the chains. Marin ready to jump back in, gets over with the epicenter Burrow Strike over towards Planet. Skeeter will pop the second BKB in the Gold Strike. He's going to turn over towards both Shiro and back with the grips there. Why? Locking down Skeeter through the BKB, and now Tidebound ready to go for more. Jumping over towards Snakey. Crit somehow again able to TP out of the fight, but Snakey gets blasted by the adaptive strike there from Shiro. It was a risky fight to look for there, Falcons, and it does not pay off.
No, Tidebound just owned this fight. The RPs come out, but it doesn't matter. He can stand his ground easily on this Morphling, and Nothing to Say dies, but he's just able to do this again and again. He dies and comes right back into the fight. So they have the numbers instantly to be able to address it.
And Tidebound, they'll definitely get on with the push now that they've still got the Sages.
This was a little awkward too, right? Skeeter jumped low ground as the RP happened, so he had to spend, what, 1, 2, 3, like 3.5 seconds to get to the position to hit the target. So.
Yeah, because the move from Amar works out quite nicely, because he does skewer him back and get that two-man RP on both Shiro and Nothing to Say. Just, I guess the sort of communication not completely in sync there with how they make that jump. Makes things a bit awkward at the start, and that's kind of all it takes there for Tidebound to just have the chance to turn. And yeah, Y getting a beautiful Fiend's Grip off onto Skeeter, giving Skeeter no chance to fight with that second round of the BKB and the God Strength.
And Skeeter, he's still dead for 60 seconds. They can continue for this push. He doesn't have Refresher or God Strength.
Oh yeah, the frustrations. That was a rough way for that fight to go down for Falcons.
It really was probably the worst way it could have happened, right? Blinking on low ground as he skewers them to the high ground. So
why do you feel the Falcons felt the need to go for that sort of move? When I feel like traditionally we've seen Falcons be a very patient team and wait for the very, very surefire moments to make that sort of play. That was a risky one to go for.
Yeah, maybe just starting to feel that pressure as well, too, or feeling that they are, I mean, they are very strong. The spell's just not landing perfectly, right?
Trying to go in on Shiro, but again, Shiro still has the luxury of the BKB and the Aegis.
Nice Nightmare, too. I think he dodged the majority of that damage there, split second onto Shiro.
15 seconds until Skeeter's back up. Marin continuing to try and slow down the push. Bark's ready to come in and pick him up here in the cart, and providing the safety to finish off that top set of barracks.
And that's the
Mega creeps out. Amar tries to get the skewer back, not going to work while Shiro's inside of the cart.
Damage is done.
Up against the Mega Creeps, Falcons.
Up against the Mega Creeps, up against Shiro, who can start to consider if he wants to swap anything around to 12,000 gold. He's going to eat the Moon Shard. Everyone's starting to get to these critical mass points as well. Block of cheese still on Bach. What's he going to get? He has 7,000 as well, but hasn't spent yet. Okay, there we go. Sells the Blade Mill, buys an Octarine. Even better cooldowns for everything. Nothing to Say, he does swap things around. I think he picked up this Nullifier not too long ago, so they do have a way to disrupt and break that Aeon Disc from Malrine too now. Tidebound at a What did it peak at, actually? Was it 17K?
About 17K, I want to say, earlier in the game for
Yeah.
Falcons. So it didn't get too ridiculous on the gold lead.
No. Still pretty high, though.
Yeah, because they had that sort of 17K gold lead, and Tidebound against Falcons took like 3 back-to-back
fights.
very impressive fights.
Bot. Challenging them.
He gets to jumping onto Snake King. Snake King, the Fiend Script there as well, locking him down. He did get the heal off, and Skeeter, he's going to try and commit the fight. Look for Shiro, but the Nightmare comes off on towards Shiro. Shiro's going to be fine for now. Skeeter having to put the refresh to get the second BKB off to just have a chance to get out of the team fight. They've got to back off Falcons. Marine, BKB about to come to an end. He also having to put the refresher to have a chance to live and survive with that second round of the Eon Disc. Oh, it's going to be crit dead.
He's got by. Did they use... They used one of the RPs and one of the BKBs. I think they used one of the Epis, one of the BKBs, and one of the God Strengths and one of the BKBs. Tidebound, they used quite a lot there. But they still have nothing to say with majority of spells. Looks like he's going to try to poke forward. AA Blast.
And his Ice Blast, yeah, they're going to be annoying. He's going to give the space for Shiro to start beating onto the tier 4. There's the buyback coming out for a crit. Jump forward straight away. Shiro's going to be able to commit with the BKB. Turns his attention over towards Maureen, who's able to deal with the backlines. Kill off Y. Now looking over towards Bart. Buyback comes in from Y.
Another Ice Blast.
They've got the control there onto Skeeter. He's still got the BKB ready to press if he feels necessary. Shiro focusing the tier 4s down. Bushwhack will lock him down momentarily. Jump forward for nothing to say. Continues to poke Skeeter. Keep him low. Shiro trying to end the game. Focusing the Ancient. They've killed off Maureen. Maureen's got the buyback. The Fierce Grip there on Skeeter. Skeeter's got the buyback available. Coming about now from both of the claws, Skeeter and Maureen.
Skeeter can't play. He was just running back and forth for 10 seconds in that team fight. He literally didn't hit a single target, and then walks up and gets Fiend's Grip and just dies. Another these ice blasts are just flying in every off cooldown. It's clipping them, stopping their blink daggers. Very pesky.
Yeah, last game, sort of about a similar minute, we saw Falcons being able to slowly but surely close the victory up. This time may just be the other way around. It just takes a bit more of a poke from Tidebound.
I look at the debuff that's left on them. They still have Ice Blast debuff on them, and another Ice Blast is about to be sent from Planet. Here it comes. It's just constant. Another Ice Blast flying over to the top. That's very difficult to play against.
I mean, refresher on Shiro now. It's pretty much getting to the point where he can just kind of BKB, swift blink in, refresher, do it a second time, and close the game
I think
up.
they can just end it.
Yeah.
If they full commit.
It's going to be so hard to stop him from just ending the game.
He doesn't even have to BKB, right? He can just get put in the cart. And then
Yeah, that's true. Just get him in the cart.
Get him in the cart and they can just end it.
They're on the ride home.
I think they truly can go for that.
Radiant.
So move forward to the game 3.
2 70-plus minute games. Maureen.
Nothing stays in. Aaron's going to get the jumpers in. A good bit bar struggle onto the 3 of them, and then we'll see them go straight for the Ancient. He's just looking to close it. The RP will come out. Skeeter bringing in the damage. Shiro, can he live through this? He can't. They get him. The cart didn't come in time.
And
Bark's dead.
They didn't have their Centaur in
Shiro,
range.
he's going to try and get him. The Hex is there.
Shiro.
He bought back for this.
Shiro.
The RP, he's in the fountain. They'll be able to force him out just in time. The Ice Blast will hold back the 3 of them. Shiro should be able to close this up. He's onto the Ancient. They'll get the win. We're going to a game 3, boys and girls, here between Tidebound and Falcons. As Tidebound, they managed to close it up.
That was a very cool game, honestly. And from Tidebound playing at this depth